Everybody's here tonight, and those that will watch this live with us or those that will watch this after the fact. We have now put all of the listening guides on our website, sbcandalusia.com. So if you need to watch something back, then you can do that. The format of this study is the first 30 minutes is teaching. The last 30 minutes is small group discussion. And we have some men in the group that lead those times of discussion because I want this to be applied into our life. I don't want to just you regurgitate information or absorb information. I want us to try to put this into practice each and every week, practically in our lives. So, if you got a copy of God's Word, turn with me to 1 Samuel chapter 16. 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 14 through 23 is the part of David's life that we are going to focus on. Now, we started this study looking at the early years of David, and we focused the first lesson on the contrast between Israel's desire for a king and them wanting Saul based on external factors mostly alone, versus God says, hey, do not look at the man's outward appearance, but look at the heart. And so let's just recap it for those that are joining in kind of week 2 right here. We saw that 1 Samuel, this comes from 1 Samuel 8 all the way through chapter 16, verse 13. I just summarized a lot of this in our first lesson. Israel demanded a king just like all of the other neighbors. Now the problem with this is that God wanted to be their king. He wanted that relationship with his people. He was all that they needed, but they didn't think that he was all that they needed, and so they wanted to be just like the rest of the world. So they come to Samuel and they demand a king. We want a king. We want a king. And Samuel's reluctant, and then you know the story how God says, hey, Samuel, listen, if they keep demanding and pressing, then give them a king. And so with that, they chose Saul, a man chosen mostly on external appearance. That's the first blank there, and qualifications. But because of disobedience and rebellion against the Lord, he tried to take the place of the priest that was a responsibility only reserved for the priest. Saul tries to do it himself, and God rejects him as king. God wasn't going to put up with a man that was going to lead his people, that was going to do it his way and not God's way. And so God rejects Saul as king. Samuel, God tells him, hey, I want you to go to the home of Jesse in Bethlehem, and I want you to anoint the one that I tell you. And so Jesse goes, and you remember the story. All the brothers, all the sons come parading through, looking, and Jesse's looking at him, and he sees one, Eliab, and he says, that's got to be the one. Look how tall and strong and handsome that man is. And then you see the key verse there, 1 Samuel 16:7. Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So that's what we discussed last time we got together, as we looked at that contrast between the way we view people in the world on outward title, outward appearance, outward qualifications, and the Lord says, no, that's not how it's going to work in my kingdom. That's not how it works in my economy. You look at the heart of a man. And David was called a man after God's own heart. And we saw how from this little shepherd boy, the most least likely candidate out of the whole litter, God says, that's the one I want right there. Because God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. So what we want to do today is still looking at David's beginnings, and look at this passage of Scripture where we begin to see David rising in favor in the eyes of Saul initially, but also what God does to give David favor with the people of Israel as a whole. 2 events that we're going to look at this week and next week. Tonight we look at his personal service in Saul's court. And then next week we're going to look at the famous story of David's defeat of Goliath. So let's jump in and let's read the passage. 1 Samuel chapter 16, I'll start in verse 14, read down through verse 23. Now the Spirit of the Lord had departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. Saul's attendant said to him, "See, an evil spirit from God is tormenting you. Let our Lord command his servants here to search for someone who can play the lyre. He will play when the evil spirit from God comes on you, and you will feel better." So Saul said to his attendants, "Find someone who plays well and bring him to me." One of the servants answered, "I have seen the son of Jesse of Bethlehem who knows how to play the lyre. He's a brave man and a warrior. He speaks well and is a fine-looking man, and the Lord is with him." Then Saul sent messengers, verse 19, sent messengers to Jesse and said, "Send me your son David, who is with the sheep." So Jesse took a donkey loaded with bread, a skin of wine, and a young goat, and sent them with his son David to Saul. David came to Saul and entered his service. Saul liked him very much, and David became one of his armor bearers. Then Saul sent word to Jesse, saying, "Allow David to remain in my service, for I am pleased with him." Whenever the Spirit from God came on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. Let's pray. Father, I pray that you would help us have understanding of this passage of Scripture. I pray that we wouldn't just be hearers of the word, though, Lord, that we would be doers of the word. So, Lord, the truth and principles you reveal to us tonight as we get in these groups and begin to discuss and begin to put feet to what your word says, I pray that you would lead, guide, and direct us. For it's in Jesus' name we pray these things. Amen. All right, well, you got two theological issues that hit you smack dab in the face as this passage of Scripture begins. And I don't want you walking out of here tonight confused, because it sounds very strange and difficult. There are two issues theologically that need to be addressed. Number one starts in verse 14. Now the Spirit of the Lord had departed from Saul. There are some evangelists and others that try to use this verse and a few other verses that are sprinkled in the Old Testament to try to scare Christians into thinking that somehow the Holy Spirit can depart and be removed out of our lives after salvation takes place. It's a scary thought that God could lift his Spirit from us and that we would somehow be lost again, having once been saved. And so the question is, well, is that the truth? What does the Scriptures actually say? Well, we got to do a little theology of the Holy Spirit. And you got to go back to the Old Testament, how the Holy Spirit operated and his presence and his work from the time of creation until the day of Pentecost. In the Old Testament, the Holy Spirit was always active, always present, always working, even at the beginning of creation. If you go and you look at the creation account, it says, God says, let us, plural, let us make man in our own image. And so you see the whole Trinity involved even in creation itself. But in the Old Testament, it was not uncommon for the Spirit of God to come upon certain people, certain individuals at certain times in history for certain purposes. So the Spirit would come upon an individual for the purpose of strengthening them, or for the purpose of giving them insight or supernatural wisdom, or whatever the need of the moment was, the Spirit of God would come and empower that individual for that particular task. But then the Spirit would depart and return again down the road for another specific purpose at another specific time. The Holy Spirit never rests in the Old Testament on any believer permanently, except for the life of David, and when you get to the New Testament, the life of John the Baptist prior to Pentecost. That's the only two you ever see the Holy Spirit permanently resting upon their life. And we see that here in verse 13. If you back up of chapter 16, look at what it says about David. So Samuel took the horn of oil, this is as he's anointing David, and anointed him in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon David. And then Samuel then went to Ramah. So that's Old Testament, empowering certain individuals at certain times and occasions, but the Spirit wouldn't rest permanently upon that person's life. Now, when you get to Acts chapter 2, and the day of Pentecost, everything changes in how the Holy Spirit began operating. At Pentecost, the Holy Spirit did not come just to dwell upon certain individuals for certain tasks. On the day of Pentecost, the Holy Spirit begins to fill and begins to indwell all believers permanently. So the Holy Spirit comes into a believing sinner in our hearts at salvation and never, ever leaves. The Bible says that when we trust in Christ by faith to save us, we are baptized into Christ. We are baptized into the body of Christ. You don't see any command in the New Testament for us to be baptized into Christ. The command in the New Testament is for us to be filled with the Holy Spirit. So the way I like to describe this is we're baptized into Christ when we are saved, and when we cry out for Jesus to save us. We're baptized into the Spirit. The filling of the Spirit is ongoing. It's continual. We have to daily be filled, seeking God's filling of His Spirit each and every day. We do that through prayer. We do that through time in God's Word. We do that through corporate worship and small group involvement. God uses all of these things as we put ourselves in a pathway for His Spirit to fill us each day. So a believer is baptized into the Spirit at salvation, but then the Holy Spirit is the one who seals us with that salvation until the day of redemption, and that is the day that we die. So there is no genuine Christian, no truly saved, born-again believer who can lose the Holy Spirit or lose salvation so that we have to somehow regain it again or plead with God to resend the Holy Spirit to us. Now, can I grieve the Holy Spirit through my disobedience and rebellion and sin? Absolutely. But I do not lose the Holy Spirit. He does not depart from me as a born-again believer on this side of Pentecost. So you got to understand the time era that we're talking about here when the Spirit of God departed from Saul. The Holy Spirit now, today, permanently resides in us as believers and will never, ever depart. Look at this passage, 1 Corinthians chapter 6 from the Apostle Paul. Look at what he says. Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body. So there's the first issue. The Spirit of God departing from Saul does not equate to the Spirit of God departs from you and I somehow as believers today. Now, what about the second theological issue? It's there in verse 14. Did you read it? Did you pay attention? Now the Spirit of the Lord had departed from Saul. Here it is. And an evil spirit from the Lord tormented him. Now, why is an evil spirit from the Lord? What is this about? Well, here's the answer. I have no idea. And no one else does either. You could go read 10 commentaries on that one verse, and you'll find all sorts of possibilities without any concrete absolutes. So here's one possibility of why the Lord sends an evil spirit to Saul. Well, God was possibly disgusted with Saul's pride for presuming the office as king and then choosing to walk in rebellion against his will. It's almost as though the Lord says, hey, Saul, let me tell you something. You haven't taken me seriously. You're playing games with being king of my people. And you will learn to take me seriously, Saul. I am jealous for my name, and therefore an evil spirit is sent to torment Saul. Now, the Hebrew word for torment means to fall upon, to startle, or to overwhelm. It's the same word that Job uses in Job chapter 3, verse 5, when Job says, let the blackness of the day terrify, the same word, is B-A-A-T-H in the Hebrew, it. And he's talking about the day of his birth. In other words, Job is saying, hey, the darkness that overwhelms my life is so great that it's like I wish I was never born. Oh, that I would never have been born. And that's the kind of darkness that Job felt. Same thing going on here with Saul and this evil spirit that is tormenting him. It's startling him. It's I don't even know how to pronounce that word. I'm thinking of it, but I can't. It starts with an M. Melody, maybe? Anyway. That's the word that keeps coming to my mind. I just can't pronounce it. But there's this darkness, there's this evil spirit that begins to really affect Saul from one day to the next. In fact, it so disturbed Saul that his servants and his attendants began to notice, hey, we need to get him help. Because whatever this is absolutely eating him alive. And so what's the remedy to Saul's situation, this depression, this darkness, this blackness, this evil spirit? The remedy is a soothing harp music and a young musician that's named David. The scripture says David would take his harp and play it with his hand, and Saul would be refreshed. Now keep in mind, at this point of the story, David has no idea who Saul is. David has spent every day of his life out in the shepherd fields of Bethlehem. And what's remarkable about David is that even after Samuel had come and anointed him as king, the scriptures indicate that he goes right back to shepherding again. And Jesse sends him back out shepherding again, back to the normal everyday life that he had lived. I mean, here he is, he's anointed as the king of Israel. And yet, what's he doing? He's going back to shepherding again. And so David wouldn't have known who Saul was when he was sent for, because he could play the harp. When Jesse sends him to Saul, he doesn't know him. He's never even met the guy. And yet, ultimately, David is Saul's replacement. And here's God lining all the pieces up early on in the story to put David in Saul's path, to build a relationship there where Saul got to see David in action, and he's doing it all through music. It's pretty remarkable. They have found caricatures and hieroglyphics and things in the ancient world where they really believed that folks that were deeply depressed and had mental stuff going on, that music was one of the soothing answers. And so here in this situation, the servant's first thought to a man that's struggling with an evil spirit was to go find somebody that can play some soothing music. And in this case, it happened to be David. And so David comes, and the scripture says he begins to tend to Saul. He begins to attend in his court every day. I wonder what this was like when he's got a harp strapped over his shoulder, bringing it into Saul, having never met the man before. Saul under the control of evil spirits and depression, and yet when he would be deeply struggling, here's young David playing his harp, soothing the mind and the soul of Saul until the evil spirit subsides and he was able to operate and function normally again. I want you to think a couple things about this. First of all, what is it that we see about David as he's personally serving King Saul? I just mentioned a couple things here. First of all, you see David's humility. Humility. David knows he's already been anointed as king. He already knows that he's going to take that throne, but you don't see David go into Saul's court and say, hey, I'm going to replace you as king, pal. Your time is on borrowed time. And that's my throne, and you don't see any sign of that from David. You don't ever see David's jealous of Saul. We're going to see Saul jealous of David here in a little bit. But you don't ever see that from David himself. You see humility marking his life as he willingly chooses to go use that gift of music to bless Saul's life. What else do we see in David? Well, you see some patience. Again, he's anointed as king, but he's not assuming the kingship immediately. But you don't see a spirit of ambition in David. He's willing to wait on the Lord to assert him to that throne. You also see the faithfulness of David. Now, I've already told you, right after anointing, he goes back to the fields, and he's faithful as a shepherd boy. And yet here we are again, and he's called for, he's beckoned by Saul's court. And when he comes into that bizarre, unique situation that he doesn't really know the fullness of what's going on, you still see the faithfulness of David to honor the Lord and to honor this king. And what was Saul's response to David, this little young musician? Scripture tells us he loved him. He liked him a whole lot. Scripture says, Saul says, let David now stand before me, for he has found favor in my sight. In 1 Samuel 16, verse 22, that's what he says to Jesse. Allow David to remain in my service, for I am pleased with him. So here's David, and through the simple act of using a harp and playing music, God's given him the chance to earn favor with King Saul. And because of that, Saul's response, because the evil spirit subsides when he's soothed by the music, he begins to find David to be a wonderful, wonderful person for this season. We know that changes here not too long. So let me give you some applications of this passage of Scripture for us tonight. What is it that you and I can learn as we think about what happens here in this account? Number one, never disregard your personal experiences, your skills, your education, your relationships, or anything else, because God can use them for His purpose. There are things that God gave you an opportunity to do when you were younger that He is now able to use in His kingdom and for His glory. Now, somebody was joking about me playing the piano the other night. Let me give you a little backstory. My mom believed in music, and she was gung-ho that me and my two brothers were going to learn an instrument, and so the lady across the street was a piano teacher. And so we would walk across the street, and she would pay that $50 or whatever it is, and we would do that 1st through 6th grade, learning a foundation for piano. Well, then I learned what sports was and put that on the back burner, and sports took a priority, and that took all my attention and all that. Well, when I was in high school and in the youth group, I began to spend, in my quiet time with the Lord, I wanted to be able to sing to Him, to play for Him. And so I taught myself guitar out of the foundation that was built when I was learning how to play the piano as a young boy. Now, I don't have a great voice, but I can tell you, though that happened all of those years ago, there have been a number of times that God has put me in awkward situations where I've had the opportunity to lead in worship, taking a skill that was learned many years ago that He says, now I want you to use it, and here's why. Over in Enterprise, every Friday morning, we would have a time of praise and worship. Guess who led it? There's not a lot of resources over there, so here I am, not just leading the devotion, but leading this time of singing as well. And what happened here Saturday night? Mark goes, hey, why don't you get up there and play with us? Here I am, sliding back there, playing with the all-man band, getting down with it. And I had a ball doing it. But I'm just sharing that out of my own life. Like, I don't know all the reasons God had me learn that skill, but I know some specific times. We went out to the nursing home with Reggie and Cynthia and got to play out there and had a ball doing that. Like, what is it in your life that's like that? I'm Wayne Hart, and I could put Wayne on the spot. Wayne is an electrician. Wayne Harton is an excellent electrician. Now, I don't know all the reasons why he spent his life in that career or all the training he had in that career, but I'll tell you this, he has been an incredible blessing to us. Because when there's electrical needs, guess who we call? Ding, ding, ding. Wayne Harton. He's not the only man that has that skill, but he's one of those. Wayne Harton has electrical skill. God can use it for His glory. What did David have here? He had the ability to play a harp. And what's God doing with it? God's using it to soothe an evil spirit in King Saul, to earn favor with Saul, but God is elevating David and giving him leadership training opportunity in the king's court, knowing what was coming down the road. See what God's doing here? So what is that skill for you? See, David, God was using his music skill not just to soothe Saul. David would eventually write songs. God used David's songs to form the book of Psalms. He wrote over half of our Psalms, so the longest book in our entire Bible, half of that was written by David. Where did it all start? Starts all the way back here with this ability he learned as a young child, probably, to play the harp, and God began to use it. I think there's gifts and talents that are untapped in this room. There are skills that are untapped in this room. You have separated out in your mind that I have that skill, but that can't really be used for God's glory. I know a guy I was at a conference, and they brought this guy on stage, and he got his pilot's license as a young man. Later on, God called him to missions. Guess what he does? He flies planes and takes teams of missionaries to remote places where the gospel can't get to, but because he got his pilot's license years ago, God is now using it for his glory. Are you following what I'm saying? That may be your education. That may be your skill set. That may be previous experiences that you had in your life. Man, I could sit here for a long time and tell you specific times that God put me in leadership positions many years ago. And I didn't even realize what he was doing then until you look back and you go, oh, that's why you wanted me to work with 17 college students that wouldn't do what I told them to do. So I could learn some leadership principles. So I could struggle, learn to deal with conflict. It's just one out of many examples. But don't disregard your previous and personal experiences or relationships. I've seen God take a relationship that, well, I've already told you about Tim Plant on a Sunday morning, but I knew Tim Plant all the way back when I was in college. Had no idea I was going to serve on a staff with Tim Plant. But that relationship that formed way back then, God had a plan for it years later when Tim's in a retirement season and bringing me here, God had it all lined up. That's a relationship that God did the same thing with. He does it with skills. He does it with relationships. He does it with education and experiences. But God can use anything in your life and use it for his purposes. And this story is a wonderful picture of what that looks like. Here's number 2. Never underestimate simple acts of obedience and service the Lord calls you to, because it all glorifies him. There's not greater and lesser acts of obedience. It's just either obedience or it's disobedience. God sent for David to attend to King Saul using a harp and do it day after day after day. That sounds mundane, it sounds silly, and yet it's not silly to the Lord. It honored him, it glorified him. I would say the same thing to you. Whenever you and I try to say, well, I just sing in the choir, or I just cooked a meal and carried it to somebody, or I just usher, get that word just out of the vocabulary. Because there's nothing that just, as though that doesn't matter as much as what I'm doing here on a Sunday morning or what I'm doing right now. It's obedience. It honors and glorifies the Lord. So don't take your service and reduce it down to something insignificant, because there is no insignificant service in God's kingdom. One more. Number 3, don't neglect the practice and the discipline of singing to the Lord inside Sunday services, but outside too. Martin Luther, the reformer, said next to the Word of God, music deserves the highest praise. The longest book in our Bible is filled with music, and it's filled with psalms. You just stop and you think about that. I don't think that's by accident. The Spirit-filled saint is a song-filled saint. So I know oftentimes we sing here every Sunday morning, but my question is, do you sing personally to the Lord? Do you use your lips to to glorify His name. When you're riding up and down the road in your car, when it's just you out in the woods, do you have personal times of worship using the greatest instrument we got, which is the voice? If you play an instrument, by all means, what are you doing with that? What are you doing with it? So, I'm going to pray for us, and then we're going to break in some groups. I know that I see Darren back there, and I see Ron here, and I'm going to take that back group. I know Horace is out sick, still battling the flu. There was one more. Who is the fourth person? Yes, that's right, Brunson. Yep. I want you to try to get back in the same groups you were with last time, and that group may be super large and too big back there, so just flow over into another group. If you're here for the first time, just join in. You don't have to participate, and you don't even have to answer any questions, but we want to think about some of these questions in light of what we've read here tonight. Thank you for those that have joined us online. Let's pray. Father, thank you for the way you always line up the dots, put pieces of the puzzle together, bring people and circumstances together in ways that baffle us. In this case, a man with a harp that was already anointed as king coming into the court of the one that was, whose spirit, your spirit had already departed from, to soothe him, to serve him, to tend to his needs. Lord, I thank you for every person that's represented here tonight. Lord, help us think about what you've given to us, what you've trained us for, and what you've entrusted to us, so that we look at everything that we've been through, everything we have, every relationship that's been formed, every skill, it all can be used for your glory somehow in some way. Lord, help us to make ourselves available to you, for it's in